got a lot of questions on the channel regarding the cruise control. Now there are two different types of cruise control you can have on the J7. The first one being is your more basic cruise control, but not the basic cruise control. Old school cruise control, get to your speed, activate the cruise control, and then it would hold at that speed. The J7 has a step up in cruise control for the base, where it uses the radar on the front of the car to check on the distance between the vehicle in front and us, and then we can set different distances that we want to hold from us to that front vehicle. A lot of people get confused because it shows up as different colours on the small driver's dash, and they see a little red car and they start getting panicky, but actually the red car is denoting that it's just at its closest distance. Bear with me, technical problems. Now, to rotate between the two different cruise controls, on the steering wheel left hand side you've got your cruise control settings, activation, speed, and then that distance thing I was talking about. Now the top button, top right of the left hand side, is your limiter. So if you want to limit your speed, you can. I personally never do. I only use the cruise control. So to initially turn on cruise control, you're going to push the top right hand button once. I like to have my heads up display activated, and then when you press that, you get a little notification on the right hand side of the vehicle. And now I'm going to go to 65, and then you've got a couple of different options. I can either push at the bottom right, which is a steering wheel with an A, and that's now set it to 62 miles an hour. Another way to activate is you could push down on the arrow. I'm at 65 miles an hour. If I want to increase my speed, I push up on the arrows, and every time you push it once, it will go 1 mile an hour more. Or if you push and hold it, it will go in increments of 5 miles an hour. And then same again, if you want to decrease your speed, if you want to do it by individual miles an hour, you push down on the arrow or push and hold to like drop it. So let's say I'm at 70 and I'm coming to a 50 mile an hour zone, I can just push and hold the down arrow, drop my speed to 70, from 70 to 50 on the cruise control, and then the car will then slow down, get to 50, and then maintain that speed. Now, when we look at the radar, so the distance between us and the vehicle in front, there's a couple of different areas that you can see that it's activated, or what level it's on, should I say. Left-hand side of the screen, like I said, right there is a red car. That is showing you that you're at the closest distance setting from you to that vehicle in front. And to adjust those distances, it's the left and right arrow on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. Left arrow brings us down to the closer distance, right arrow brings us further away. You got red, level 2 is amber, level 3 is like a yellow, level 4 is a light green, and level 5 is a dark green. When it's dry, I normally do level 1 or 2, and then if it's like this where it's wet, I normally just put it onto level 3 or 4 just to kind of increase that distance, that safety distance between us and the vehicle ahead. The whole point of this safety element, using the radar, let's say this car that's just gone past me pulls in, the J7 checks the distance between us and now that closest car, realise we're too close for the radar setting that we've chosen, and then it will slow the car down until it gets that same or the correct distance. When it slows down, it doesn't care about the speed. So I'm at 65, car pulls in, it might drop me to 55, but it's all about that distance. With those different gaps and the numbers 1 to 5, it will be A, on your heads-up display, you can see it in front of you, but also B, that bottom left-hand corner of your screen, the driver's screen, that's where you can then also see. So some people don't use the heads-up display, so you'll see it on your screen. And on your screen, you can also see your cruise control speed. What's nice is on the heads-up display in front of the vehicle, it will tell you when it's picked up the car, or it shows a lorry or motorbike, like the little diagram does change, and it shows you that it's registered that vehicle in front of you, and that's what it's keeping that distance from. One thing I will say is I have had it a few times where, whether the sensor's been dirty, it's been dark, I don't know, car has lost sight of the vehicle in front of me, and let's say my cruise control was set to 70, The car in front is doing a little bit slower and it's doing 65. So I'm doing 65 because of the gap. It's lost sight of that car. So the J7 then naturally starts speeding up to get to 70, which is the speed I've told it to be at. When in reality is that car's still in front of me and now I'm just speeding up towards the rear of that car. It is something to be mindful of. You will feel it. So if you know you're sat behind a car and you're just doing that same speed, the next minute you start speeding up, you know it's not picked it up. But also on the heads-up display, the little blue car, which is the vehicle in front, if that disappears, you know it's stopped picking that car up. So it's not ideal, it's not perfect. You do have to be aware of what's happening around you, so otherwise it can be a little bit dangerous. All of that so far is just the base cruise control settings. That brings us on to what's called the ICA, something like intelligent cruise activated or something. I don't know, I'll put the actual acronym meaning on the screen now. Now to activate it, you need to push and hold the bottom right button on the steering wheel. I must say, I personally don't like using it all too often. It makes me more nervous than I need to be whilst I'm sat on the motorway on cruise control. The system isn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Push and hold that button. You get a little notification in the center of the screen that says ICA activated. Bottom left hand side where your gap and your cruise control speed is, there's now a blue steering wheel, and on the heads up display bottom right hand corner of your speed is a blue steering wheel. That all tells you the car is now steering itself. You have to have your hand on the steering wheel at all times for this to be working. If you take your hand off for 5 to 10 seconds, it will pop up a message saying take control of the steering, and it will deactivate the ICA. So now you are driving yourself. Yeah, all the time you've got your hand on the steering wheel, most of the time will drive for you. There are some times where for whatever reason it just deactivates. I'm not sure why. And now this will, in conjunction with the cruise control, the radar assist at the front, will also steer you in between the lanes. Again, it's not perfect. I've had it where there's been a slip road on the left and it's picked up the lines going that way and it started steering me off to the left when I didn't want to come off. So you do have to be really, really aware and mindful of when you are using this. If whilst it's activated, you do need to steer out the way because someone's pulling out or whatever, you can do. You just have to kind of force through it and it will release, and then it will deactivate the ICA until you're in the lane again, and then it will reactivate for you. One area where the ICA is okay when you're in standstill traffic and you're kind of just doing that crawling 5-10 meters at a time, the car will brake and it will come to a stationary and it will then drive off again for you when the car ahead has moved off. If you've been stationary for a little bit too long, it will then just ask you to apply throttle to reactivate it. So if that comes up and says it's been deactivated, you wait till the car ahead has moved, hit the throttle a little bit, it will then reactivate and then carry on kind of doing that slow starts, continue doing that slow speed maneuvering for you. So yeah, there is a time and a place for it, but it isn't perfect. Now, one thing I really do dislike with the J7, I don't know why it does it, is I call it ghost braking. You'll be on cruise control, there'll be nothing ahead of you, and for whatever reason it must have picked something up and it just starts hammering on the brake. To be able to stop that, you just straight away hit the throttle and then it will disengage the vehicle braking for you. I don't know why it does it. It does it kind of more often than I'd like, and then a lot of times Zoe will be looking at me like it's my fault, but actually it's the car playing silly buggers. It's a good car, it's an intelligent car, but there are some little gremlins, or I don't know whether it's just the software, like it's too sensitive or what, but yeah, you got to be mindful when you are driving it sometimes. Right now, going along this road, I'm not steering, I'm literally just resting my hand on the steering wheel. So personal opinion, ICA, it's not good enough where I would use it all the time. It's got its moments. Cruise control, I use it a lot, but you do need to be mindful when you are using it. One thing I do like, which I will say, is, let's say back there was a 60, I've now come onto the motorway, which is 70. I was cruise control at 60. As soon as you get into a speed change zone, so it's gone into the 70, you get a little bleep and you get a little notification saying to increase the speeds to the speed of the road. And all you need to do is push down on the down arrow once, and it will take the speed you were at, so 60, to the speed of the new bit of road, 70. And I say that because it's the same as if when you're in a 30 and then you're coming up to a 60. So I'm cruising at 30, enter the 60 point, the car recognises it, little bleep, push down once, it will then take my cruise control from 30 to 60 and speed up the car for me until it gets to 60 miles an hour. I do like that. It is handy, it is something I use regularly, just rather than having to accelerate myself. It's just push the button, done. And now, yes, it does work the other way, so you'll be doing 60 and then going into a 30, wait for it to get into it, push it. Now the problem with that is you have to wait till you get into the 30 to then press it for the car to register and then start slowing down. Where I live, the coppers like to set up speed traps literally 30 meters from the 60 to the 30. So at that point it's going to be too late. So obviously you need to be slowing down before you get to your 30. So yes, it works the other way around. No, I don't use it in those scenarios. I only use it to increase my speed. But yeah, that is a feature I do like and I do use regularly. I appreciate that may have been a long explanation on how the cruise control and the ICA works with the J7, but hopefully it's useful and it's just clarified it up, because I know some people are a little bit wary of using it because they don't fully understand it, which is understandable. Well guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. More importantly, subscribe to the channel. If there are any questions when it comes to the Jaecoo J7 or anything you want to know, drop a comment below and I'll answer it, or just like today, I'll make a video on it. Well, there's nothing else to say, but thank you very much for watching. YouTube has recommended these videos just for you, so make sure you watch them. See you on the next one.